Hello everyone and welcome to episode 5 of the Local to Global save here on TEW9, where once again it's time for some more live in Edinburgh. We are Castle Pro Wrestling and hopefully we're going to start turning the corner on making some money. That would be ideal at this episode. We're going to run 3 or 4 shows once again, probably 4, and as you can see we are a 10 rated company, so the aim for the end of today's episode is to be 14. Because sometimes you just don't gain a point, we can get to 13, I'll be happy with 13. Not much has happened off screen since you were last here. The only thing is we are going to run the trial of very cheap tickets, which should get us $8 per person. So if we can get about 50-60 people, that should hopefully start to erase some of this deficit that we're in, or at least get very close to it. The other thing is we have now set up a season finale, so I hate using AI, but I'm really bad at graphics. So we've got a little live in Edinburgh logo, which I quite like actually. And we have officially announced our season finale show. It will be Lunatic Fringe. Now, it's going to be held in the middle of August in Edinburgh, which obviously, if you're not aware, Edinburgh in August, hell on earth, literally the worst place in the world if you're from here, because the Fringe Festival is on and the city is about 19 times the capacity it should be. Throw in, this year we've also had the big Oasis reunion show, 3 shows in Edinburgh. AC/DC are here next week, which I'm going to, but Edinburgh is hell on earth. So the Lunatic Fringe I thought was quite a nice little thing. I like the graphic as well. So, that's August. We will set up something nice and big for that. And hopefully by August we will be tiny size as well. So that will help everything along really. And one other thing I wanted to do is I've imported a few networks into the save. Now I know things like Netflix didn't exist in 1998. But the options for wrestling in Scotland is pretty limited. It still is very limited. But for example, STV was not an option on this current database, and it is now. So STV is, I think, our aim television-wise. We need 35, so we need to be small size. And it does only give us coverage in Scotland. The other option is UTV. But we need 29 and 2, so we're either going to have to run some shows in Ireland or Northern England to bump those up. But TV's a while off, but we don't have many options for TV, which is part of the challenge of this save. Because if we have a look at some of these, BBC One is like the aim, I think. ITV and then BBC One or Sky Sports. We want to get on to something like Sky Sports 1. Sky 1, would be fantastic. And if we could get on box office for our pay-per-views, but that is a long time away from now. But yeah, BBC 1, and then there's Bravo 27 and 2, so we could go on to Bravo. Bravo UK 35 and 2. I don't know why there's 2 Bravos, but okay. Challenge, we need 30 and 2, so Challenge is a potential option. I don't know why there's 2 challenges again. This is the downside to doing some importing. We've got this issue. Channel 5, 30 and 4. Disney Channel 68 and 4. That's not going to happen. Europe 41 and 6. Eurosport 34 and 2. Eurosport UK 41 and 4. It's, we're a while off. Even this live TV thing, we need to be 30 and 4. So I think one of the little aims of the save, and Netflix needs 70 and 8, so Netflix we're not going to get anywhere close to being on anyway. So I think one of the aims of the save is we want to get on STV, and then ideally, we only need to be 48. Okay, so I think the plan is get on STV, then get on ITV, and the end goal is to be on BBC One. I think if we're on BBC One, prime time BBC One, we might not get the product, is the only thing, but we'll figure it out. It's fine. Anyway, we've not signed anyone since the last episode. We have the same crew our favourites, of course, the Dominator and the Gravedigger. Loving the comments, by the way, about some of this. This is actually a rarity for me. I'm recording this episode after all of the previous ones I've actually released. And you guys love the UK Undertaker, and you seem to love this UK Undertaker and Dominator tag team. I've not replied, as of recording, I've not replied to the comments yet. I'm going to do that probably later on today. But Benja said it might not be a bad idea to create the tag titles now, give it to Taker and Dom and let them beat lower card teams for a while. I agree, but I also am not going to do that just yet. My thinking is, once we get to tiny size, which should hopefully be in 2 episodes time, maybe 3 episodes, then I think we'll create some tag titles, because then we'll be starting to hopefully make money, and then I can bring some people in. Like, we do have guys we can use, but as far as I'm aware, chemistry wise, show positive chemistry, yeah, nobody has yet shown tag chemistry that I want to put them into a tag team. But same, we've had some people asking about potential factions for these guys, and I like it all. I mean, I do. There's the part of me that wants to just like make a gang of these like spooky guys with silly names, and I'm not gonna lie, that part of me is growing every single day, and I really want to do it. But we don't have anybody yet. There's still nobody really on this list that is calling out to me to book. So I'm just going to get into booking the first live in Edinburgh tonight, and then I'm going to go do something for an hour or so while the game simulates. So back in a second, and I'll see what we've got planned for the first live in Edinburgh of 1998. Tell you what, see when you pre-book stuff, right, on this save, and like I got the idea from Anders, who likes to do, like when he does these TV tapings, he does the numbers of what show it is and what order they're going to go in. I've been doing that for this save, and tell you what, it's an absolute lifesaver because I can book 2 or 3 shows in advance. I've only booked 2 this time because we might end up signing some people, so I don't want to totally not do that. But yeah, I also gave both the guys who are decent road agents a night off, so this could hurt us a little bit. But we have 62 people here in the crowd, so we've only lost about 7 people, I think. But all of these people are paying about $8. So that's good. So that's profit, potentially. But we're opening the show with everybody's favourite tag team, the Dominator, introduces his new partner, the Gravedigger, who makes an elaborate yet very similar to the Undertaker entrance. The Dominator says that the Gravedigger is here in Castle Pro, and nobody wants any of this massive, powerful team. The cool guys gets a 31. Their match also gets a 31, as they do defeat Colin Mackay and Crazy Sexy Mike when the Gravedigger pins Colin Mackay with the Tombstone Piledriver. The Dominator with a 44, he's fantastic. Yep. We're not going to use them every month, because we have to pay, I believe, for both guys' travel. So I don't think they're on next month's show. I'm sorry to tell you people, please buy your tickets. But they get the win. The Dominator and, of course, the Gravedigg, because you can't fit those last 2 letters in. So we'll give them a name. I did see, as there's a few suggestions about names. I like some of them. I'm not sure what direction to take this in. I'm going to sort of have a think about this, and we'll give them a name and potentially a faction eventually. But we move on to Johnny Storm defeating James Mason with the Rewind Hurricane Rana. At 25, it's not a great match. It's not really a good match either, to be fair, but Johnny Storm picks up a rare win, over James Mason, who also never wins. James Mason, by the way, pre-show, got into a heated argument with Juventud Guerrera, but also was a delight to be around because everybody loved him. So, maybe everybody hates Juve. Maybe there's a lot of anti-Mexican sentiment in this company for all we know about. And the backstage is very toxic. Hopefully not. But anyway, speaking of Juve, we move on to him. It's a 37 overall. Roughneck comes to the ring and says that now he's rid of that giant loser conscience, it's time to start the journey to reclaim his title. Tonight he takes on Juventud Guerrera, and the winner as the new #1 contender. Juve comes out and says he's more than earned this title opportunity, and now that Roughneck doesn't have anyone in his corner, he will be the one to take on Doug Williams next month. And in the main event, it only gets a 30, which is really disappointing. Maybe it's because of Colin Mackay. Maybe the crowd heat just isn't there. But Juventud Guerrera does defeat Roughneck in 15:35 with the 450 splash. And next month it will be Juventud Guerrera challenging Doug Williams for the Scottish National Championship. The two probably best wrestlers in the company will go one-on-one for the belt. We get a 30, it increases our popularity, and at the moment that is the only thing that matters. Really, I mean, there's nothing else to really want to talk about on that one. Let's give some praise. You know what? We'll give some encouragement to these two losers. They're happy with it. Financial report, we lost 606, but we made 248 in ticket sales, which isn't bad. And obviously some of that money is the travel for Yuki Undertaker and Dominator, so not bad. And crucially, we have gained the popularity point that we required. So that's the good news. We have gone up to 11. We have our main event set for next month's Live in Edinburgh. And it's a decent show. I mean, like, we're obviously pretty limited because we're trying not to overspend on talent until we start to turn some profits around. Now, I don't think the profit will be this month, but that extra popularity point potentially means 5 or 6 more fans. That's another $40, $50. In ticket sales, it's another X amount in merch sales as well. So hopefully by the Lunatic Fringe, we'll have gone up to Tiny and also, sorry, up to, to Tiny. And hopefully we'll also be able to bring in a slightly better caliber of wrestler. One of the key things we really do need to find is a road agent. A good road agent makes all the difference in the world. That's finally loaded as well. I had to drag that one out. I had to drag those sentences out all the time. Oh look, Billy Jake Haynes got into an argument. Who would have guessed? But like, if we have a look at our road agent status, there's currently no one with like low popularity. Yeah, like this is the first guy that comes up, Kashmir Singh. He's based in Northern England. Oh, he's incredibly good though. Oh. Hang on a second. It's 400 a month though. We're going to shortlist Kashmir Singh because he's an outstanding road agent. I've never even heard of this guy. Okay, that's something to keep in mind. There is a potential road agent should we wish to spend that much money. As you can see, we are currently with one showdown 400 in the red. Sponsors, we still have another 400 to go with a little bit of merchandise. So, fingers crossed, by the time this eventually simulates to the next show, we will have made a profit. Hopefully. I'm going to hit stop recording just now. I'll be back in just a moment for our next show. I can show you on the pre-booking because I've only got one show booked. We have got Michael Kovac and Jody Fleisch, Pierre Fontaine and Crazy Sexy Mike, and the main event of Doug Williams versus Juventud Guerrera with the National Championship on the line. I'll see you guys for that in just a little second. And it's time for the next episode of Live in Edinburgh. We're in front of 64 people here in a generic venue, definitely in Edinburgh. And it's the 20th of February 1998. It's been about an hour and a half since I recorded the last part, but to be fair, I was out and then I was trying to buy My Chemical Romance tickets for London. And yes, I was successful. So if you're there, I'll see you there. Anyway, we open the show with Juventud Guerrera, who says that tonight it is his destiny. He's got over the hurdle of Roughneck last month, and now he will also get his win back over Doug Williams, and in the process he will become the new national champion. It gets a 45. Juventud Guerrera, the man when it comes to promos, basically, surprisingly. Like, I know we all love the promos in WCW, but they were bad. And in the next match, Jody Fleisch defeats a departing Michael Kovac with the Shooting Star Piledriver. A bad match, 19 overall. I mean, not great across the board. Kovac's contract is up in about 4 or 5 days. We no longer can renew with him, but also I was happy to let Kovac leave. This was very much we get Jody Fleisch a win over a guy who's leaving. So everybody else is staying. I've renewed a bunch of other contracts like Pierre Fontaine and things who are all running out. And we do have a new arrival hopefully coming in. Nobody exciting, but basically our Kovac replacement, and I think he's on less money than Kovac as well. But Jody Fleisch picks up the win. We then go into a match between two guys whose contract were actually running out. And Pierre Fontaine only got a 19, but he was slowed by injury because he did get injured in between our shows with someone else. He is fine to work, and I had this pre-booked, so it is what it is. It gets a 22, but he does defeat Crazy Sexy Mike, so Pierre Fontaine with his funky little goatee and his earring are sort of hanging about for a little while longer. Then I have the promo for the main event. Did I click that? I did. The game is just not loading quickly. My whole laptop seems to have actually frozen. Okay, apologies if anything didn't sound right there. My laptop went on the fritz. So apologies if anything went missing there. Anyway, let's move on. I'll check it in the editing quickly, but it should be fine. Doug Williams comes out to the ring pre-match and says he respects the hell out of Juventud, and that beating Roughneck last month was no joke. Tonight though, he's up against a superior athlete, and all that respect will go out the window once the bell rings. It gets a very good 38 for Doug Williams. In the main event, for the National Championship, only gets a 33, which is a bit disappointing, but Doug Williams defeats Juventud Guerrera with a quick roll-up to make defence number 3 of the championship. I wonder if it's because we chose to do the flash pinfall finish, but Doug sneaks away with the title really. Like, he doesn't cheat, he just sneaks away with the win over Juventud Guerrera. Both guys putting in a good performance. It's a good main event without being great, but it does get an overall show rating of 32, so it's better than last month. 64 people. We have increased the popularity in one region, and now we just need to wait and see if it's in, gives us a popularity point. My computer is very slow. Let's address the locker room. I think it's going to have to be these two guys for their performances over the whole night. We only lost 447. I actually forgot to look at what the money was last month, so we'll have a look at that together in just a moment. And we've not gone up to 12. We've stuck at 11. So the max we're going to get up to this episode is 13. Unfortunately, it's probably going to mean, unless we get really fortunate, it's going to be two more episodes, my episodes that is, until we reach tiny size, which is a bit of a shame. We should still reach it by the time Lunatic Fringe comes around, because we've got 5 more shows. Oh, actually, no, we won't. Oh, we need to. Lunatic Fringe might be the show that pushes us into tiny. So, yeah, we'll see. It is what it is either way. Part of the charm of these local to global series is the struggle. Like, you think, we've put on a great show, and then all of a sudden, you're stuck at 11 popularity. So, it is what it is. Money-wise, I think we should start to turn the corner now. We'll have a look at that just now, because the game has finally loaded. Yeah, so last month we lost $97, which is pretty good. That's a massive drop-off from the month before. And sponsorship-wise, we're still due another... Oh my god, this is slow. Any day, game, any day. Actually, I had to pause the recording there because that took so long. So we're due another 300 or so. So this, unless disaster strikes, this should be the month that we hit profit. Now, on that note, very quickly, before we go to the next episode, I'm looking at doing this. I might actually do it now. I'm going to do it now. Because I did a local to global save just offline once by myself. And after about 6 shows, I got hit with a $25,000 fine for using licensed music. So now that we are in a position where we should start to be making at least $100 every month, I am going to up the music production costs to just save us that headache going forward. We're also doing to make more in merch as well, so I think we'll be fine, especially once we hit 12 popularity. We'll go up, and hopefully Northern England and Ireland will also go up with us. I spoke about we were signing someone, just quickly. LT Summers we're going to bring in. He is based in Scotland, $20 per month, and he's pretty solid. He's basically a Michael Kovac replacement, just as like a job guy, and see if anything comes from him. He's got no popularity at all, but he's coming in, and then we're renewing these three on 9-month extensions, and Michael Kovac will be gone by the next show. The Gravedigger's contract's actually up in 33 days, so I am actually just going to right now give him a 2-year extension. Thank you, Gravedigger, you are not going anywhere. We're not letting go of the Gravedigger. Come on now. But yeah, I'll be back in just a second for you guys. It's going to be God knows how long for me, and we will do the third episode of the show. So I've come back just a little smidgen early. It is tonight the show for Live in Edinburgh, but I just want to show you the finances because I forgot to sort of go over all of this. So as you can see, we made a profit of $96 last month. So if we have officially turned the corner. Now 815 for sponsorships, another 400 or so in sponsorship, and probably about another 100 in merchandise. So if we can keep tonight's show to around 500 on worker costs, we should make a little bit of profit from ticket sales, which is good. So I'm just going to get in and book the show. The show's booked, ready to go. LT Summers is actually making his debut tonight. And yeah, that was all. Just, we're making money. Yay. And we are in front of 66 people. I don't actually remember what last month was, but I think this is a increase of like 1 or 2. But anyway, we opened the show with Johnny Storm, and he says he's on a little roll at the moment, and he's asked the Booker man, who has confirmed that tonight Storm gets a shot at Doug's title. Doug Williams comes out and accepts the challenge. He's been impressed by Johnny Storm, but unfortunately for him, Doug is just on another level. It gets a 33, which is actually a pretty good angle to start the show overall. So the main event tonight, Doug Williams will defend the national championship against Johnny Storm. And unfortunately, some of our booking plans have went awry a little bit. Nothing dangerous or serious, but I had the little pre-show thing come up, and one of our wrestlers has been stuck at the airport. Why he didn't get the train or drive is anybody's guess, but next up, the Gravedigger defeats LT Summers in 8-11 with the Tombstone Piledriver. LT Summers gets a decent 26 actually. The match gets a 22, and our creative finish, which was a big gamble, didn't work, but I figured I would just put it on this match because why not? This was supposed to be the Gravedigger and the Dominator taking on Conscience and LT Summers, but unfortunately the Gravedigger, the Dominator, is not at the show, and I will give you an explanation as to why. The Gravedigger says that unfortunately supernatural demons known as airport security have held up his partner tonight, but fear not, next month the Dominator will return and together they will take on the world. It gets a 25, just a silly little thing. Basically, the plan was they were going to win their tag match and then put out a call to any tag team in the world, and I was going to see a bit, maybe bring in like a tag team in. I might still do that. I might do like an open challenge for Lunatic Fringe and spend a bit of money on a team for that show, but we'll see how it goes. We then have Roughneck getting back into winning ways. He's not won in a little while, so he comes back and he beats Jody Fleisch with the Rough Rider. A good match, 28 overall, 33 for Roughneck, 29 for Jody Fleisch. So yeah, that's pretty good. And in our main event, it gets a 32. The creative finish, which again was another big gamble, was a failure, but it's fine. Doug Williams does get the win, retains the national championship with a 48 in-ring performance, miles clear of Johnny Storm in the ring, and the show gets a 30 overall, so that's fine. We can live with that. Doug Williams continuing to be the MVP of the company. And who do we want to give some praise to? I think we'll give Johnny Storm some praise, and then we'll give LT Summers some great praise, actually, because he was very good today. And yeah, we've lost 468 on that show, so I think we should be okay money-wise. And we've also gone up to 12 popularity, which is the most important thing. I say it all the time. There's Dick Fry. Dick Fry, if you've not watched any of him, is fantastic, by the way. I know the ratings on here show that, but get yourself some rings and watch some rings. Get yourself some Dick Fry, some Akira Maeda, some Volkan, who's one of my all-time favourite wrestlers. Trust me, just get on YouTube and just watch some Volkan. He's insane. I'm going to look at Volkan. I'm going to try and sign Volkan on this, safe. That's my mission. Surely he'll want to come work in Scotland. But yeah, you got to get yourself some rings. Rings is fantastic. Really, really good stuff. It's basically like faux MMA. It's brilliant. That also went by really quick, it feels like. That loading screen, which is good. But yeah, I'm talking about him. We need to look at Volkan. There's so many people in this database. Right. Volkan would only be 70 per show. Hello, Volk. Would you like to come and work in Scotland? God damn it. I'm putting Volkan on my shortlist. He's the PFWG Openweight Champion. Oh, he's so good. Look how good he is. Look how good. What a man. What a man. Get him in my company. Anyway, while I was recording, I actually had a comment come through that I will reply to in writing shortly, but I just want to bring it up because it's something worth noting. Deck123 Red, I assume, or Des. A trip to try and help the younger wrestler in the games is to put independent show frequency in the settings to the max. When he was doing his own, he found that most young wrestlers never really got any better, as they weren't wrestling enough to improve and won't get picked up until their pop increases. I believe I have it on max. Where would it be again? It's somewhere. Somewhere here. Give me 2 seconds, I'm going to go find it. Okay, tell a lie, I was in completely the wrong location. Yeah, let's bang these all to very frequent. Thank you so much for that comment. I thought this was already on. We'll get the women's as well, because we're going to start bringing women into the company soon. So yeah, you go to independent show settings here and you can just set it to how long you want it. We're going to do very frequent. That'll hopefully help bring some talent through in the British Isles, which is one of the main aims. How's our money looking? We're 222 down, and we're still expecting another nearly 400 on. Yeah, so we should be making a couple $100 this month, which is fantastic, by the way. Absolutely fantastic. I am going to sim to the end of the month, I think, and then I might look at potentially bringing in a name or two just to bolster our roster. Out of curiosity, how's Doug doing? Doug's at 23. Gravedigger's at 10. He's not really gone up. Dominator's at 20. Yeah, it's slow progress, but there's progress. Roughneck's back up to 20, so that's good. Johnny Storm's still up at 17. Hoovy's up at 20, so that's good as well. Yeah, I think I'm going to sim to the end of the month, and then I'm going to have a look and see who might be available, just to freshen up the roster a little bit. I feel like maybe bringing in even a name to face Doug on this next show might be the way to go. But I'm going to do all that off camera, or off recording, and I'll see you guys in just a second for the final show of the episode. Okay, so we're in front of 74 people actually for this show, which is a huge increase of 8 people, I think. So that's another, what, 64? in the bank, which is very good. This isn't going to be our best show. I didn't have anything pre-booked here because I was sort of evaluating who was available. And as you can see, we do have some new guys coming in. We have signed John Ryan and Chris Diamond. I can show you them more after the show. But they put in a decent performance of a 21 and a 30, which is very good from John Ryan. Both guys got good gimmicks. And the creative finish was a failure, which is annoying. But the Dominator is back this month and he teams with the Gravedigger. And they obviously win the match quite comfortably. Their open challenge accepted by these two young guys who put in a decent effort but were obviously no match for the big men. We then have a 54 rated segment as Juventud Guerrero says after another loss to Doug Williams, he will be back, but he's going to start from the bottom and work his way back up starting tonight. So Juve, a man of honour, he knew he got beat fair and square last month by Doug Williams. So he's going to come back on a month. 2 months ago? Where on earth? 2 months ago, I think it was. And he'll be back to work his way up starting tonight. 54 overall is fantastic. And his match against Pierre Fontaine gets a 33, which isn't bad. We had to limit this to 10 minutes because Pierre Fontaine can't do more than 10. But Juve picks up the win with the 450 splash to restart his ascent towards the top of the card. Now, this main event might be bad. The promo before it's not a good sign. So Doug Williams is in the ring and he discusses his future plans as national champion, and I'm going to pretend that at this point we've also announced that Lunatic Fringe is coming in August. So Doug Williams is our champion. He comes out and says, you know, Lunatic Fringe will be happening on August whatever. Big show, make sure you buy your tickets, etc. And Colin Mackay comes down and demands a match. He wants a title match. And Doug Williams obviously runs us off. He just says, look mate, maybe try winning a match first before you challenge me. And then as he starts to leave, Colin Mackay jumps him from behind and the match is on. So Colin Mackay has a title match. And he gets a 33. That's not bad. I mean, it's not great, obviously, but Doug gets a 47, Colin Mackay gets a 21, and that'll be the only title match Colin Mackay is ever involved in. And the show gets a 36, because of course it does. It's the best show of the episode, obviously. So you know what? Let's give some praise. Let's give it to the new boys. Both put in good performances. They're happy with that. We've lost 473, so we should be on for another month of money. And we've gone up to 13, which is the most important thing, as always, about these shows. So we've gained a point, we've made some money. All good, actually. I mean, it's a decently rated show for Colin Mackay being in the main event, who is starting to get better as a road agent. I mean, he's still not good, but he's definitely giving himself a lot of distance to Conscience. The plan, obviously, most likely when we hit Tiny, I will probably splurge a little bit of money on someone better to be the road agent, maybe up to $100, $150 a show, just to give us better ratings overall. Like a better road agent will help that. The referee's fine, we don't have to worry about the referee. And then we'll probably look at announcers down the line, probably wait until we have a TV show or a pay-per-view deal before we look at announcers, because I don't think it's that urgent. But surprisingly good show. I thought this was going to be a really poor show, and it's a lot better than I expected it to be. So, what can we go through? I will quickly show you our two guys. So our backstage is still average, which is fine. We've got a slightly immature locker room apparently, because our locker room is quite young. We made $17 last month. We should be making another nearly $700 on sponsorship. And then there's some merch sales. We should be smashing a few hundred in profit this month, which is brilliant. That's fantastic, actually. Let's talk about the new guys. So, actually, first of all, Colin Mackay. I mean, he's getting there. It's slowly but surely he's getting there. He got 11 popularity. Where did that go up from? He's still 11, okay, that's fine. Anyway, so Chris Diamond, he's gained 2 points of popularity in Scotland, which is good. 17-year-old Englishman, he's based in Ireland, so I don't believe we have to pay his travel, which is nice, even though literally has to come across the water for the shows, but, you know, TW. He's okay, like, he's got decent fundamentals and basics already. His physical and mentals and brawling's decent, purist is good, technicals are okay, psychology's okay. He's very average. He looks very scared in his picture as well. He looks terrified. He looks like Billy Corgan, but like scared, basically. And then John Ryan, 18-year-old, is a January graduate of the NWO UK Hammerlock. I believe he's a real wrestler. I mean, I've heard the name before. Again, just very solid. And he's got good... hang on. He's got good booking skills. Get on the booking team, son. Get on the booking team. He's likely to have a personality clash with Colin Mackay. You know what? Colin, get off the booking team. There we go. Me and the Dominator have awful chemistry, but I'm not going to mess with the Dominator. And Colin Mackay's got morale issues, but I don't really care. Yeah, I mean, it's good stuff. Our franchise players are the people you sort of expect. Our next big thing is the Gravedigger, obviously. Is he going to be single-handedly selling out arenas and drawing millions of dollars? Probably not. Excuse me, game. Yes, he will. I will put that man in the main event of an arena show. Don't you worry about it. Hot prospects? I don't think so. Somehow that Conscience is our hot prospect. Hoovies are only good promo. Ring generals, I mean, we've got a few decent guys. Who's hot, who's not. No surprise it's these two. Any hidden gems that are worth looking at? Not really anybody different from what I've looked at before, to be honest. I have had another little look. We've got a few more names. Dirtbike Kid, but he's... Oh, he relocated to Western Europe. I've actually heard of him. But like, there's some names coming up. We've got Big Billy Busick. I mean, obviously he's on tour. Which is the problem. It's a lot of the guys that are on tour. But I mean, like, we've got this guy here, Andre Baker, for example. I mean, hang on a second. I was about to slag Andre Baker off here. We might need to look at when Premier run shows, because that man could be our road agent. Wow, he's good. I did not expect that when I clicked on his profile. Some other names, we've got like John Fitzmaurice, who could be a road agent for us, you know. Who else have we got? Anybody cheap that I've not looked at before by myself or on the channel? I've looked at some of these guys before. Lodi from WCW. No one really standing out. We're keeping an eye on Rampage, but he's 14 now. I'm not signing a 14-year-old. That's child abuse. He's also not had any matches at all, so you know. Steve Linsky, by the way, I looked at him before. Potential road agent and potential referee and potential trainer, actually. I mean, again, keeping an eye on for when we're consistently making our money. Hang on a minute. Hang on a minute. Hang on. Oh my god. Oh my god, we found a road agent. Wayne Pickford. He was one half of the new Fabulous Kangaroos. Oh, what a sign name. He's based in Northern England. We're signing Wayne Pickford. 40 per show. 40 per show. I'm not going to make him exclusively a... Actually, will he accept a road agent deal? He's not. Doesn't have any desire. Talk to worker. How do you feel about becoming a road agent, mate? It's not something he's looking to do. I'm going to sign Wayne Pickford for a year. on 40 per show. I'm going to pay whatever is needed, and I am going to just make him a road agent. Sorry, Wayne, but I'm signing you with those skills, pal. He's decent all round, you know what I mean? He's 46, but he's in good health. Like, he's been wrestling, kind of, this year. I mean, he's been wrestling. Ken Dunlop. Hang on a minute, right? Let's have a look at Ken. This is not the direction I expected the end of this episode to go. Ken Dunlop. My friend, you need to get your arse over to the United Kingdom so that I can book you with your tag partner. Like, he will work in the UK, but he's obviously based in Victoria, and he's employed by New Zealand and WWW, whoever they are. I assume that's in Australia. Yeah, New South Wales. So, yeah. Tempting. One other thing to note is the economy in the British Isles is currently weak and is likely to have an impact on our ability to grow, which is very annoying and very unfortunate that this is what's sort of happening, but it is what it is. This will rise, obviously, as we get towards the millennium. I mean, think about 1998, Tony Blair's now taking over in office. You know, England are about to get knocked out of the World Cup after David Beckham gets sent off. Scotland are about to get absolutely bloody humped by Morocco at the World Cup. Tom Boyd's about to ruin my 7th birthday by scoring an own goal against Brazil in the opener of the World Cup. That I'm still not over. I'm still bitter about that, by the way. But anyway, Doug Williams still our champion after this series of shows. Good shows overall. I mean, the fact that show was our best show is actually very surprising. But the attendance is going up. It should be up even more for the next show. Our ticket sales are good. We're making money. Very slowly, but we are making money. To the point where actually $250 per week. So it'd be $1,000 a month. That is not what we can afford right now. We cannot afford that at the moment. That's fine. I'm going to leave it there. Again, your support has been genuinely incredible on this save. And the WCW save as well. I decided to start doing this. I've had a bit of a change in jobs at the moment, so I've had a bit more free time. And I figured, you know what, I enjoy doing the YouTube and TEW especially, so I'm going to get back onto it. And like, again, these views don't sound huge in the grand scheme of things. I am recording, it's 1:45 in the afternoon, so the video from yesterday, which was Local to Global Part 4, is already at 77 views in less than 24 hours. You guys are commenting, you are liking, you're actually watching the videos, because obviously I can see the watch stats. People are actually watching them, not just clicking off, which is incredible. Genuinely, you guys are the best. Really, seriously, thank you so much for everything that you're doing. Keep watching, keep dropping out your ideas as well. And I'll see you guys next time. We'll be doing May, June, July. And it's actually going to be a bumper episode, because we're going to do 5 episodes in the next show. Because we're going to have 3 editions of Live in Edinburgh and the debut of our 2-hour season finale, Lunatic Fringe. What will happen on that show? I have no got a clue. Hopefully, what's that tag team called? Hang on. What's Ken Dunlop? What's your tag team called? The New Fabulous Kangaroos are here. Oh, by the way, the Lebanese Butcher. Hang on. Why are all these Australian guys really good? What is going on? On that note, I'm going to wrap it up. I think this video is hitting 40 odd minutes now. So, thanks for your support. Love all of you. Tune in again in a few days' time and we'll be getting through to our season finale of Lunatic Fringe. Let me know your predictions for that event. Is Doug Williams still going to be the champion by it? And is he going to be retaining the title in the main event? You can probably put 2 and 2 together and get 4 as to what the main event of that show will be. But thanks so much for watching, and goodbye.